What in the hell did I just witness, man? So Elimination Chamber 2025 just wrapped up, and I typically do my reviews a lot differently. So today we're going to do it a little bit Bretto lifestyle, man. We're going to have a setup going, and I'm just going to discuss my feelings and everything, reacting to the show itself based on the action figure setup that we have accumulated right here. Was going to do it a totally different way, but my scheduling got messed up. So a huge shout out to Bretto for the inspiration behind this style video. I think it's really awesome. So today we're diving into Elimination Chamber 2025, a very just crazy show, man. One of the craziest shows that I can remember in recent memory, at least, probably since WrestleMania 40, where you walk away from the show and you're like, damn, man, that was insane. Royal Rumble was kind of like that with Jey Uso, but not nearly the same, man. I think that Triple H and company have began to cook, man. I think that they have done a fantastic job making WrestleMania go from something that looked a bit lackluster to everybody to now is red hot. Everybody is so tuned in, and they did a great job. Let's start things off, and we're going to discuss everything that happened on Elimination Chamber. So let's get into it. Starting out first, Women's Elimination Chamber. Bianca Belair comes out on top. Right winner. Very excited for Bianca versus Rhea Ripley. I think it's going to be an amazing matchup. Not only did Bianca win, but everybody had a fair share in there. We got some storylines throughout, right? We started off the match hot. Jade Cargill returns and immediately goes after Naomi, beating the hell out of her. Bianca Belair was stuck inside her chamber. She didn't know what the hell was going on. She did a fantastic job selling it too. Like, she looked like she was heartbroken at what was unveiling before her eyes. I mean, she was just cooking right there. So she was doing a fantastic job. Bianca Belair was selling that entire thing there. But then Jade, she goes after Naomi, beats the hell out of her, and eliminates her. Now, at first glance, I was like, oh man, is Jade about to replace Naomi in this Elimination Chamber? They didn't do that. They did go away from that. They just went with 5 people, and Liv Morgan got to hang out in the chamber. But Jade would take out Naomi. She would be eliminated, and that was that. It was a great start to it, and throughout, it wasn't the most perfect matchup, but it was very fun. I found myself entertained, and the right woman won. So Bianca winning, getting that matchup with Rhea Ripley is exactly what we want. And if they throw Io Sky in there, we could be looking at possibly the best women's match in WrestleMania history, potentially. We'll have to find out. Not to mention the fact that Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan were squaring off, and I think we may be leading to a Judgment Day versus Wyatt 6 WrestleMania matchup. Even if it's just a one-on-one matchup, that would be fine with me, but I don't know, man. Just something tells me those two factions, going together. We've seen Alexa Bliss. She's been carrying out Lily the doll and everything like that. I think we are going to get some sort of group-on-group violence right there. So I think Alexa Bliss and Liv Morgan are going to get that, man. But after that matchup, we did have our tag team matchup with Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. Honestly, guys, this matchup was a nothing burger to me. I could not get into it. I thought that Trish and Tiffany's attires were fantastic. I hope we get those in figure form, but I was just not buying into it. It was basically a Raw match to me. It was a SmackDown match. This was not a pay-per-view match. I don't feel like it really told a story that much, in my opinion. I mean, I think we are going to get Trish turning on Tiffany maybe at WrestleMania or shortly after, leading into a Summer feud, and then probably SummerSlam we'll get Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton for the strap. Hopefully, as long as Charlotte Flair doesn't win the championship and Tiffany Stratton does retain. But yeah, I just was not a fan of the match. I don't know, man. I couldn't buy into it. You can let me know what you think. If I'm wrong, you tell me down in the comment section below. But then we got ourselves a fantastic unsanctioned match. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens took each other to the limit, and it was such a great matchup. Probably match of the year thus far into the year. I know we're very early still in 2025. We're only 2 months in, really, because the 3rd month just started. But Sami Zayn, he did go through the double table, so we have that kind of setup up here. And it was to the outside of the ring. I know the chamber's here, but it's, you got to leave the chamber for the setup here. But the 2 tables, he did go through those, and Kevin Owens is back here getting, you would have him standing tall, but that's not what happened, right? You had the barbed wire chair. You had some great spots throughout. Just a fun matchup. You guys know I'm a massive Kevin Owens fan, but the return of Randy Orton after Kevin Owens, after the smoke had settled, after he had beat the hell out of Sami Zayn multiple times over, and we got a fantastic grudge match between the two. Randy Orton did return, and he was very pissed off. Hit the RKO, was beating up on Kevin Owens. He picked up the chair, and it looked like he was going to attack KO, but then he went to the corner setting up for the punt kick, which we had not seen in a very long time, but then all the officials and the higher ups and officers and everything at WWE did stop him beforehand, but he really did want to lay one of those punt kicks into Kevin Owens' face. So I imagine at WrestleMania, we're going to get Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens, and I guarantee we're going to get a punt kick to Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton will defeat him. But Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they have been some of the best wrestlers in the world for a very long time. If you've been around the channel at all, you know how much I love Kevin Owens, how much I appreciate Sami Zayn in the same vein. Those guys are unbelievable. So that matchup was just cinema. I had so much fun with that. It was such a great matchup. But let's move on to our main event, man, our main event. And the reason that I have these two here, I'll get into that before we get into our main event. Cody Rhodes, this is what he looked like prior to tonight. This is how he felt coming into the end of the show right here. He was feeling confident about himself, Universal or Undisputed Champion, feeling really good. And Roman Reigns, man, not to have Roman Reigns show up at whatsoever, and I'll kind of get into that. I thought that there was potential that he might show up at the very end, but I think it probably would have took away from the moment. But Roman Reigns, he's looking at his watch, just looking at the right time to show up. We're going to have to find out what that is, because if you guys remember, CM Punk's favor has not come into fruition yet, to my knowledge. So we're going to have to see what comes of that. But Roman Reigns checking his watch, waiting on the perfect opportunity to show up. But him not being involved in WrestleMania makes zero sense. He's got to show up. Maybe he fights The Rock anyway. Maybe he ends up with that matchup. Maybe he gets himself into something special here. So we'll see if he gets involved with Rollins and Punk. Only makes sense. But I expected him to show up in some case, and that did not happen. But there was a lot that took place on this show. Let's move forward here. We have Damian Priest laid out with Logan Paul about to jump off. He did hit him with a frog splash and eliminate Damian Priest. But then, before that happened, Damian Priest rolled up Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre was absolutely shook. I love that they're playing into this, Drew McIntyre being unhappy with his spot in the company. I like how they're playing into all of this. So Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest both getting eliminated there. They were the first two eliminations in this entire matchup. And I think that we're going to get a Priest versus McIntyre matchup. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know where we're going exactly, but I think that that's probably where they're going to go with it. And we'll have to see how it all plays out. But that was a fun little spot there in the matchup with Logan Paul with the frog splash off the chamber pod right there. But then Logan Paul would go on to get eliminated by CM Punk, which I was happy for, man. I even tweeted about it. John Cena, I was worried that he was going to have a program with Logan Paul going into WrestleMania. And not that I hate Logan Paul or something, man. I really don't hate him. I think that I just don't want Cena's last WrestleMania match to be versus Logan Paul, you know what I mean? Especially if I'm going to go all the way to Vegas and witness it in person. Not something I want to see, man. But CM Punk did eliminate Logan Paul, and then he got stomped to the outside after Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins, CM Punk, and John Cena had a great battle between all three of them. I loved seeing CM Punk and John Cena tied up. It was like classic times. But then CM Punk rolls to the outside right here, and Rollins, after being eliminated, hits him with a stomp on the steel, and John Cena took it upon himself to take advantage of the situation, lock in the STFU if you're an OG, and he made CM Punk pass out to win the chamber. So at this point, I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, John Cena just won. I'm buying my tickets to Vegas right now, right? I mean, I'm over the moon. I'm excited for it. But immediately after the matchup ends, it's kind of short-lived because they roll right into the Cody Rhodes segment. Cody Rhodes comes right out with the championship. He's celebrating with Cena. And then you guys know Travis Scott and The Rock roll out there. The People's Champ comes down there, the final boss, and they're all standing in the ring. And they all start talking. The Rock's, Cody Rhodes, what is your decision? Cody Rhodes takes the mic and he's like, I've already sold my soul to the WWE Universe. I mean, that's pretty much what he said. And then he told The Rock to go F himself, which was insane. Big pop. Everybody was losing their minds. And then John Cena even was elated. He was like, wow, this is incredible. And then he goes in to hug Cody Rhodes. He gives him the Batista blank stare, and he turns heel, hits Cody Rhodes in the nutsack, and then he turns heel on him, and everybody is just dumbfounded, man. This is unbelievable. I have so many thoughts about this entire thing. He takes the watch off of Cody's wrist, and he beats the hell out of Cody Rhodes, leaves him bloody in the ring, rips his shirt off, hits him with the championship multiple times, and Cody Rhodes is a bloody mess as John Cena stands over his lifeless body with The Rock and Travis Scott by his side. It was unreal. It was what you live for wrestling, but my hero, John Cena, just turned his back on the WWE Universe. But honestly, man, I was a fan of him back before he was a babyface. I mean, I was a fan of this man way back in 2003. So, I mean, I am a longtime Cena guy, and I am so interested to see where this run goes. Obviously, this took me by a total shock. This is something that I haven't seen in so long, that nobody has seen in forever, man. We got glimpses at WrestleMania 35, when he was cutting the promos. He came out to that Babe Ruth promo or whatever, and that was pretty cool. but this is going to be on another level. I can't wait. It's going to be Cena's final run, and it was just totally shocking. I was totally shook. I had no idea what was even going on. It took me by surprise. I knew something was coming, but that is not it. But John Cena stood out there, and I was like, what, maybe, but I don't know, man. This took me by surprise, but I am most definitely, I have to go to WrestleMania now. I got to see John Cena potentially win his 17th at WrestleMania, and I think we should get a heel Cena from WrestleMania on through the end of the year, and maybe Cody Rhodes wins the title back, or maybe somebody else dethrones him, but until that point, man, this is what we're rolling with. John Cena turns heel, and it is going to make, just WrestleMania just went from to absolute must-see. It's red-hot television right now, and I think Triple H and everybody in there deserves a ton of credit because I saw rumblings everywhere that nobody was excited for WrestleMania. They're doing this, they're doing that, they're wasting this, they're fumbling that, and they just flipped that on its head because now everybody is excited and everybody is turning on the TV to watch what is going to take place. So John Cena, last time, turns heel. I have no idea what words I'm speaking, but I had to get this video up to you guys and kind of review the show here. But man, what cinema did we just witness? I know I've said cinema a lot today or in this video, but I have no words, man. I really have no words. John Cena turns heel. Wow, can't even believe I'm saying those words right now. But that is pretty much going to wrap up my Elimination Chamber 2025 thoughts and review on it, man. I'm going to be there. No matter what I got to do, I'm getting to Vegas to witness WrestleMania 41. And I'm going to be there for the whole show. But Cody Rhodes is laid to waste by John Cena and co. And I can't wait for weekly television now. Hopefully Cena will show up every time for the rest of the year. At least just give me 80% of shows. But that's going to wrap it up, man. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave me all of your thoughts down below. I'm getting the hell out. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed one, and I'll catch you guys later.